Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the process of illustrating another piece in the sort of series that I've been doing, illustrating characters from a novel that I'm hoping to write. This week, it's not weekly videos at all. I've been trying to post weekly every once in a while, but you know, I'm only able to do that for a month or two at a time most of the time. But been trying to do weekly videos and hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. But this week thought I would show you the process of illustrating Griin, who he is one of the members of my Cloak Bearers series. That's the working title. I don't think I'm actually going to call it that. But I haven't really talked about this series a lot of places. It's going to be a book series, hopefully, probably 2 or 3 books long, but it's not like on the forefront of my projects list, so you know, no idea when that's gonna happen. But Griin has a cloak that can help him manipulate the sort of fauna and flora around him, and it looks like leaves. He comes from a planet that's very earthy and warm, almost like jungle-y, but he tends to travel around to different places quite a bit, and this is him taking a wee little break on one such excursion. He's probably checking in somewhere to make sure that no one is absolutely decimating the wildlife population or something. It's hard to say. He cares a lot about making sure that the ecosystem on a given planet is sort of managing itself, but he also has to accept the fact that you can't always get your fingers in everyone's business, that's something that he struggles with a bit because he came from a long line of protectors who took care of their planet, and now that he's expected to take care of multiple planets, he thinks that whatever he says should go, but he's very old and stubborn. He's kind of getting near the end of his life though, and he's trying to do as much as he can before he sort of croaks, and his cloak, whenever he does finally pass, is going to be passed on to his daughter, Sail, and he's trying his best to make sure that Sail doesn't have too much work ahead of her, but that also means that he's right in the middle of the major conflict that's happening between all of the other cloak bearers. I love illustrating older people, especially like older dudes are some of the most fun things I get to illustrate. Like all of the creases in his face, as you can probably tell, I had way too much fun with them. I also went way in detail. In just a minute here you'll be able to see it, but I went in really close on his face to add in a lot of like whiskers and hair and stuff like that, and I did that on his arms too, but it doesn't even show in the final piece, and I printed this out full size at like 11 by 17. You can't see it hardly at all, but I know it's there and it was really fun to add, so we're cool, it's fine. This piece gave me a lot of trouble because he wears like all green and brown, like everything on him is green and brown, even him. And the environment was very green and brown, very naturey, so I struggled a lot with making sure that it didn't become too monochromatic in that degree. And I don't know that I did the best job, but I'm pretty darn happy with how this piece came out anyways. The lighting was also kind of tricky because I wanted it to be like sunlight dappling through the leaves, so that took a while. I mostly used multiply layers and then also add layers, which add layers are like my favorite thing right now. I use them so much. I know they try to say to not rely too heavily on layer modes and things like that, but I am going to overuse add layers so hard. They're genuinely one of my favorite layer modes in Procreate. Add layers. In Clip Studio Paint, I believe it's an add glow layer, and the add layer does something different, but add glow layer, that's That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what it is in any other programs. But, so I went through and tried to add in all the dappled sunlight, and then added some beams and some extra sort of bloom effects in places. The foliage behind him didn't turn out quite how I wanted, but at the same time, I didn't want to draw too much attention to it, so if I had really gone in with the full detail I was trying to do, it just would have drawn way too much of the eye. Looking at it, there are definitely things I would change about the piece if I could, but I'm also trying to do better about not reworking my pieces incessantly. So even though it's not perfect and I would definitely tweak some stuff, I still love how it turned out. And here I am adding all of those hairs. You can barely even see them. You have to turn it up to like full resolution on the video to actually be able to see those. But it was a detail that I loved adding. I love adding itty bitty little things like flyaway hairs and just like, you know, motes of dust in the air and particles. Like, chef's kiss. Perfect. Love it. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the process, and hopefully this got you kind of interested in his character. I'll keep you updated on whenever I actually get around to working on this project more. And I just want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. God bless, and take care.